Hey guys, welcome to a video going over 4 key skills to know about in advanced spreadsheets or advanced Excel. The 4 skills that we'll be going over today are goal seek, what if analysis, VLookup, and conditional formatting, which we'll get to. But these are 4 critical skills to have a good understanding of when working with advanced spreadsheets. So I'll go over each skill, how to do it, and kind of explain why you might use one of the skills in a real-life application. So we'll start off with a goal seek. For this goal seek, imagine you ran a lemonade stand and you sold each cup of lemonade for $1.25, just for example. If you had the most popular lemonade stand on the block, you ran this, you had this stand set up for a full week, and you sold 435 cups on Monday, 653 cups on Tuesday, and so forth. It shows right here the cups sold and the revenue. And the way that I got the revenue, you could see, as I show my formulas, you could see that I just did B6 times the cups sold times the price per cup. And you'll notice that in each of these I used an absolute cell reference, because if I didn't, if I just did B3 and autofill that down, you will see that it would shift from B6 times B3, B7, B4, B8, B5, and it would give me a ton of errors right here. So I make sure that I use an absolute cell reference to ensure that I'm always multiplying it by the price per cup. And now, when I hit enter and autofill it down, it will give me the correct values for each of them. Now, just to double check, I'm going to do an auto sum to see how many cups I sold over the week. Auto sum, enter, and you see I sold 5,194 cups. You also might have noticed that down here my total revenue automatically updated, and that's because I typed in a formula even before we had figured out a total amount of cups. The formula is B13 times B3, which is just the total amount of cups times the price per cup. And just as a quick double check, if we add up all of our revenue, hopefully it matches our total revenue in cell B17. If I hit enter, $6,492,000.50 matches right here. That's awesome. So we just did some simple steps here to figure out how much money we made throughout the week. And right here in cell A16, I have a question for you. How many cups would we need to sell to earn $725,250? A lot of cups, I'm guessing. But imagine you had a lemonade stand and you wanted to know, how many do I really need to sell to earn this end revenue? And that's what a goal seek is for. Now, if we originally try the goal seek, data, what if, goal seek, if we try it right now, if we set cell B17 to $725,250, and we want to change this, we want to change total cups. We want to see how many cups will it take. Now, since there's a formula in that cell, it won't change it. So before we even go anywhere, we need to go back to cell B13 and get rid of this formula. Instead of having a formula, let's just type the total amount. 5,194. 5,194 cups. That's what it said. And it will end up changing anyway. Alright, so let's go back to B17. Go to what if analysis, goal seek. We want to set cell B17. We want our total revenue to be $725,250. So 725,250. And we want to change cell B13 to see how many cups we need if we want to reach this crazy goal. And as you click OK, you'll see it do some math. And it says right here the target value, and it found a solution. Click OK. It gave us our amount of cups. We need to sell 580,200 cups to earn this much money. Not sure it's doable, but we did use a goal seek to figure out how many cups. And now you see our revenue. This times this equals this. So that's a goal seek. For our next one, we want to look at a what if analysis. And for this situation, you might have like what happens if this happened or if it didn't happen. And so right here in cell A2 I have a what if analysis situation for you. Let's say employees that work more than 35 hours receive some sort of bonus, and I haven't decided what that bonus is. Let's decide it now. Let's say that the bonus is, let's say for every hour they worked, if they worked more than 35 hours, they get a $2 an hour bonus. So we'll do their bonus is $2 times however many hours they worked. Okay, so I have that. That will be their bonus. I'll just keep that up there so we can reference that. So earned income, this is easy, equals hours worked times wage, enter. Once we have one, we could probably take that, drag it all the way down. We see the person who made the most amount of money, Franklin, the person who made the least amount of money, Muhammad. But maybe they made a bonus, so we still have to calculate this. Now remember, it's an if statement, so if they worked more than 35 hours, not at least 35 hours, anything more than 35 hours. So right now we know Mark probably wouldn't get a bonus. Joe would definitely get a bonus. Same with Tom. Probably not Sarah, Muhammad, or Catherine, or Sebastian, but Rachel would have one, Patricia would have one, and so forth. Let's click in cell E5 to start. And let's go to our insert function button over here, and we could just search for if. And if we click go, it will bring an if right to the top. This is our if function, and it gives you a cool little description down here. So I'm going to double click this, and now we have our logical test. So this is the question. So is B5 greater than 35? It even gives you an answer over here, and we know Mark worked 35 hours. Is 35 greater than 35? No, it's false. If you're ever wondering if it's true or not, you could always go greater than or equal to. You could alter it a little bit just to make sure that what you're trying to get across is actually portrayed here in the logical test. So the value of true, we said right here, if it's true, you earn your hours, so it's your hours times 2. So if he were to get a bonus, it would just be his hours times $2. He'd get a $70 bonus. Okay, so that's the value of true. Since it was false, if you didn't work more than 35 hours, I'm guessing you don't get a bonus. So we'll put 0. Now that you have this, you can automatically drag it all the way down and double check your work. 36, that's more than 35 hours, they get a bonus. Same thing with Tom. Rachel, Patricia, Lily, same thing. And Franklin. Okay, now since these cells are formatted in dollars, we want to do the same thing. And just using a previous skill we learned, if we go to the Home tab, we could click the Format Painter. It's the accounting format. And now we could just apply it to this range, and it will also put the cells in the same format. Okay, the last step we need to do is take earned income plus the bonus equals this plus this. For Mark, it's some easy math. He should still have $297.50. And now just drag it all the way down. So now we have their updated income, including the bonus. If I show my formulas, you see we have formulas in column D, E, and F. And right here in column E, this is our what if analysis. Alright, so we could wrap that up and continue moving on to our VLookup. For our VLookup, right here I have my gradebook. So these are all student ID numbers, assignment 1, 2, 3, test 1, 2, 3, and then the final. Assignment 1 was out of 25 points. Assignment 2 was also out of 25 points. Same with 3. The test was out of 100. Test 2 was out of 100. Test 3 was out of 100. And let's say the final was out of 100. So let's go ahead, let's find the total points in the class. I'm going to hit auto sum. It will find a horizontal range, not just vertical ranges, so that's pretty cool. If I hit enter, the class is out of 475 points. So let's figure out the total points for some of these students up above. If I click auto sum, you might be tempted to just hit enter right away, but it's really important that you look at the range. And since I have ID number instead of their name, Excel thinks that the A column is a score. And so if we were to include that, kids would be getting like 1,000% in the class. And so we want to make sure that we just select the cells that we need, B5 to H5. We could do it one more time. Make sure that we select the right range, hit enter. Once you have two of them, you could highlight those two, autofill them down, and we have total points. Now for our next, we need to figure out a percentage. Right here for this student 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they got 429 points out of 475 points. Now what's that percentage? In order to do so, we could just enter a formula. Equals this divided by this. And since we always are going to be referring to this, I'm just going to go ahead and make that an absolute value by hitting F4. If you hit enter, you see they got a 90%. And since we use that absolute cell reference, we could go ahead and we could autofill it down. While it's highlighted, I'm going to change it to a percent, and that will show us like what each student got. Okay, now the last step is to correlate these percentages with a letter grade. And I have everything here. I actually need to get rid of that. I have everything filled out here in this lookup table. It's called a VLookup table, a reference table, something along those lines. Okay, so if you look at this, you see it correlates a percent with a letter grade. And we're going to use this table to input letter grades right here in K5 through K25. So let's click 1 to get started, K5. If I go to insert function, I'm going to search VLookup, and it will give us an option. VLookup is very similar to HLookup. V is just a vertical table, H is a horizontal table. So VLookup, it's a vertical table. Okay, lookup value. What's our first value we are trying to look up? For this student, their final percentage was 90, so we're going to look up that one. Right here, it asks for the table, and our table, we want to highlight percent to the letter grade. We don't need those column headings. And while we're in here, I always want to reference this table, and when you always want to reference something, make it an absolute cell reference. Last one, it says the column which the matching value should be returned. So it's asking column 1 or column 2, which column do you want us to put in the K column? Do we want it to put a percent, or do we want it to put the letter grade? We want it to put the letter grade, which is column 2. This is column 1, this is column 2. So we type in a 2 and click OK. So it correlates right there. An A- is a 90%, and it's according to the table, that is absolutely correct. And one more time, just to make sure you guys understand. Okay, I'll do VLookup. Okay, for VLookup, the lookup value, we're looking up this value. Then we have our table, and I'm going to make that an absolute cell reference. And then the last thing we want to do is which column do we want to actually publish over here. We want to publish column 2. And I'm going to close that and hit enter. And there we go, an A-. Once you have two of them, you can autofill them all the way down. And that is our VLookup right there. If I show our formulas, you could see the VLookup right here for each cell. And remember, it takes whatever is over here in this table, uses the table. So if it's a 79%, it will find it on the table, and it will publish column 2 over to wherever it would be. Okay, so that's our VLookup. Tune into the next video. I'll quickly go through some conditional formatting, but thanks for watching. Hopefully this helped.